Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Olufemi Fasanmade. I am a consultant endocrinologist. I'm also a consultant diabetologist and an associate professor of medicine. Today I will be talking about a very important topic, and that is diabetes and diet. If you have diabetes, there are three major things that you have to do to ensure that you have your blood sugars well controlled. And these three things are to get your diet right, to get your exercise correct, and also to use the appropriate medications. The aim of managing diabetes is to ensure that whether before breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or after any of these meals, your blood sugars remain within the target limits. For a well-followed diabetes diet, you can avoid using multiple medications or reduce the dosage of the medications, and you can also ensure that you live a healthy life devoid of complications. The ideal diabetes diet for the person with diabetes is one that is a balanced diet, meaning that it contains proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. The majority of the meal, even with the person who has diabetes, is carbohydrate, and this may be up to 50 to 60% of the total quantity of the meal. The carbohydrate, however, has to be a complex carbohydrate. Complex carbohydrates meaning carbohydrates that are not easy to digest, or carbohydrates that have not been excessively refined. A typical complex carbohydrate is beans and most of the cereal meals that we do eat. These are complex carbohydrates, whether it is yam flour or gari or local brown rice. All these will constitute complex carbohydrates. The usual cereals that we take, such as Weetabix, All Bran, Fruit and Fiber, will also come under these carbohydrates, which are complex. These are very different from highly refined simple carbohydrates such as sugar, such as glucose, such as soft drinks, and white bread. Most of these contain simple carbohydrates that make the blood sugars go up. The other component of the ideal diet will contain protein. These can be animal protein such as meat, fish, or could also be vegetable protein, which are other vegetable sources of protein. Most of your legumes come under this group. The last part of the diet is fat and oils. There are some fats that are healthy and there are some that are unhealthy. Vegetable oils are generally healthier than animal fats. So both fats and protein usually will constitute about 40% of the person with diabetes diet. These meals should be spread over 3 meals, meaning breakfast, lunch, and dinner. In between each of these meals, fruits with low glycemic index may be taken. Fruits like cucumber, watermelon, pawpaw, fruits like avocado, pears, all these can also be taken in between meals. Tomatoes also can come in handy, and some nuts like cashew nuts, groundnuts. these can be snacks taken in small quantities. Each person, however, still needs to see a dietitian who will calculate the exact amount of the meals. For those who are obese, usually the meals contain smaller amounts of carbohydrates, while those who are underweight or malnourished are usually allowed higher amounts of total calories. And all of this, if properly managed, will ensure that the person with diabetes doesn't have wide excursions of the blood sugar, meaning that even after each meal the blood sugars will rise very little, and this will ensure that the person can easily attain the diet. In summary again, what I've said is that a person with diabetes can take carbohydrates, but these should be complex, can take fats, but preferably vegetable oils, and can take protein also in moderate quantity. With all of these three in place, you can have the assurance of a healthy life with less complications and a minimal amount of medications used to control your diabetes. Have a blessed day.